Okay, so this is going to be page 5, I believe, of your workbook. Yeah, page 5 or 6. Let's double check. It is page 5 of your workbook. So this will be your dimensional analysis and your metric conversion. So basically we're going to combine a little bit of the two. In this case, we have gone over the metric system in your ed puzzle, so you should get this one pretty easy because we can always go back. We remember that there are 75 times 10 to the third, because remember there's 10 to the third for your kilometers. So times 10 to the third, that will give us 75,000 meters. It's that simple. But if you wanted to do the decimal system like we've done before, you can also do that as well. Either one gives you the correct answer. Like I've said before, either the powers of 10 or the decimal works. Now, this is one reason why the metric system is much superior to the American system. Our American system has to go into different measurements for different things. So in yards, this is a multi-step problem because we're having to go to yards to inches. Now, if we know how many inches are in a yard, we can simply do that and take out a step. Or we know that there is 12 inches in a foot, and we know that there are 3 feet per yard. Now, I want to teach you a method that will make this easier, and especially once you get to chemistry, it'll make chemistry much easier too. I know Mr. Ford calls it the fence post method. Don't necessarily have a name for it. We'll just call it the cleaner method, because it is much cleaner than going into multiple steps of multiplication. Now, 3.687 yards, but we need to convert that into feet because we have to get to feet first to get to inches. So we know there are 3 feet for every 1 yard. And the reason we do this is because if they are all on the same level, that is multiplication. If they are on opposite levels, then they are going to be division. So in this case, we are going to divide, which means by 1. We'll multiply this one by 3, but we get rid of our yards because the yards cancel out because they're on opposite sides. Now, we want to get to inches, so we know 12 inches in 1 foot. Now we know we can get rid of feet because they're on opposite sides. So it is simple as this. So we know it's basically going to be 37.687 times 3 feet times 12 inches. That gives us an answer of 13. Ooh, I don't think that's right. Let me see. Give me a second. 37.687 times 36. Yeah, that is right. So 1356.7 inches in that many yards. So it's that simple. We just multiply each step. It makes it cleaner, makes it easier in the long run. Now, if we go back to the metric system, we know that 0.00898 kilometers is going to be 5 steps to get 2 centimeters. So we can either go with our decimal system, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or we can do this number times 10 to the 5th. Either one works. One way or another, it's going to give us our answer of 898 centimeters. Now, think about this. This is look at how much easier this is compared to that. That's why the metric system is much more superior to our system. But that being said, we are going to work on this as the fact that we have to deal with both systems. So we will go through 2 through 6 together on page 7, and we're going to go over how the American system works, because we're in America, so we have to deal with both systems. Now, we're going to go with starting with feet to inches. We know that there are 12 inches in 1 foot, so we are going from inches to feet. So that means we're going to have our 1 foot up here. We have a division problem now, because we want to get rid of our inches to equal feet. So it's just going to be 256 divided by 12, and that's going to give us our answer of 21.3 inches. That's how we're going to do, this is how I want to teach you how to do the American system. We're going to use the Finch-Post method for all of it. So now, how many quarts are in a gallon? Now, if we go back to conversion worksheet, which is attached to this assignment, it shows you all these different conversions. But one way to remember a quart is like a quarter. A quarter is 1/4 of a dollar, so, or an hour. So that means that we're going to have 4 quarts per gallon. So we start with a gallon. Excuse me. We're going to get our gallon on the bottom, our 4 quarts on top, and we're going to give us our answer. So remember, gallons crossed out, 25.78 times 4 equals 103.1 quarts in that many gallons. So it's quite a bit. If you think about a quart of milk, that's quite a bit of milk. That's going to be in that amount of gallons. Now, how many centimeters are in inches? This is where we have to work with, because now we have to go back and forth between the metric system and the American system. So we have our 12 inches. If we look at our conversion sheet, we see it is 2.54 centimeters for every 1 inch. So now, get rid of our inches, we're trying to get to centimeters. It is going to be 12 times 2.54 to give us an answer of 30.48 centimeters. And this is where, like I said, this is where we get complicated, because we use both centimeters and inches and feet and meters, and in the United States it's a little bit tough. So we've done 2 multiplication, now we're going to do a division. So 25,678 pounds, which are lb, divided by 2,000, because there are 2,000 pounds in a ton. You may know that off the top of your head, or you just may know that from the conversion sheet. Either way, it's going to be fine. So 25,678 divided by 2,000 equals 12.8 tons in this current amount. Now, I want to do one more problem with you, because it's a multi-step, and I know several of the enrichment, which are part that you have to do with this as well. So we're going to start with our 1.12 feet. We know that we need to go from feet to millimeters. So we know how many inches are in or how many centimeters are in an inch, and we know how many inches are in a foot. So we're going to do 12 inches for 1 foot. I get rid of that. we have 2.54 centimeters for every 1 inch. We get rid of that as we go along. So now we're into centimeters. And then we know there are 10 millimeters because there's one step down in our ladder to 1 centimeter. So we get rid of that. So now it's just a simple multiplication problem. You just go from each step. So 1.12 times 12 times 2.54 times 10. And it is that simple. Times 12 times 2.54 times 10. So it gives us an answer of, in 1 foot, 0.12 feet, there are 341.4 millimeters. Alright, so that is your lesson for the day. If you have any questions, please send them to me. Good luck, and hopefully this works out for you. See you later.